I'm Lilybeth. I'm today's host. You're going with Fronds, the podcast of personal growth, new discoveries, and four intertwined paths.
I'm Gabby. I'm one of the other four Fronds.
I'm Andrea.
I'm Ashley.
And for today's episode, we're providing a video recording because we'd like to formally introduce each other. Today will be different. It will be a wine night. And we're just going to be having a regular conversation with each other, just giving each other's updates and, just
Gabby.
and yeah, just being our goofy selves. I guess for our first check-in, I'd like to know, what are we drinking?
Ashley's already drinking.
Hey, man.
She's like,
There's
been
no
a long
beginning or end for this one. Hello, everyone. Tonight I'm drinking wine, red wine, and I'm drinking Cali Red, Snoop Dogg's.
oh my god, you
Red
have
wine.
Snoop Dogs?
Oh, it's so good! Yes. Here he is, Snoop Lion,
How would you
Snoop
describe
Dogg,
the flavor?
Martha Stewart's best friend. I am a lover of red wines. I don't really like much else. And it's pretty sweet and kind of juicy. So not too bad. Slight bitterness at the end, but pretty solid. I know there's not the greatest reviews for it, but it's good.
I'm drinking. So, this is so bad. You can't really see it in my background, but it's
You put it in front of your face, it might work. Actually. That's
Oh,
what I do.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, baby.
So it's Champagne Mango. It's by Golden Road Brewing. It's like the brand who does like the melon cart and mango cart. Love them. And I also love this flavor. I don't have any wine, that's why. But yeah, that's what I'll be drinking.
What is that, like a beer spritzer?
It's just like, it's like inspired by mimosas.
I'm drinking just your old barefoot rosé.
And I'm drinking regular Stella Rosa, pretty basic. I guess it's a white wine, and I'm drinking Moscato.
Ooh.
I love Moscato.
For any listeners who ever wants to send us a gift, I like a good Cabernet Sauvignon.
I was gonna
Damn.
say, when you said that you like sweet, I was like, you usually like bitter. Like you usually like Cabernet Sauvignon.
Yeah,
I remember that was your favorite.
Y'all have such polished palates.
So please,
I
I think that's an R bar.
Okay, yeah, Cabernet Sauvignon, but I'll also take a wine bag any day.
30 seconds was my most.
40
What was
It's
yours?
a boxed wine.
You guys actually like that? It's gross.
Yeah, it was gross.
Hey,
Like,
if you
or
have
maybe
enough
because
shots in you,
the
you can
memory.
do it.
Dude, I'm so traumatized. The first and last time I ever drank out of a wine like,
I know.
it came out of my nose. That's why I've never done it since then. I was literally traumatized.
I was just talking to a few friends about this. Like how crazy we were just sharing germs at parties and things, like wine bags, and rage cage,
and beer pong.
and they fell on the floor.
Disgusting. And then people are throwing up, making out with each other and everything. And we're sharing all of that.
Pimples at a club where people are like, "Here, take my straw." How do you do that?
Oh my god! Now, like, to even think about like grazing someone's hand, it's like completely no. Like, there's no tolerance for that at all.
Wine bags, the drinks themselves are pretty sweet, though. So it's not as bad if it was like a bitter wine.
I guess to keep this conversation or this discussion moving, how was like everyone's weekends? Any updates?
Work was pretty chill this week. This past week, my workload has definitely decreased a lot, just because there hasn't been a lot of COVID cases. So, and I do COVID investigations, which is definitely, I mean, a good thing because, you know, less COVID cases, good for the world. But yeah, so I haven't been doing as much, which, I mean, I don't really feel bad. I mean, I kind of felt bad about it at first, but I was like, honestly, I'm not complaining. If there's really nothing for me to do, then yeah. I feel like this past week, though, I've also kind of been more antsy about like staying at home. I feel like that comes in waves, like during quarantine. Like I'm like more bored than other weeks, and I think that was me. I was kind of more bored this week.
I definitely have had those weeks where I feel like there's a concentration of weeks where I see people, and then there's a concentration of weeks where I don't see anybody. But it happens in waves. Like it's never spread out like it should be. It's just like, oh, everyone's feeling it for like 2-3 weeks straight, and then it's like quarantine for another like month and a half.
I guess to kind of get my feelings are like out of not being stuck, I guess. I've just been going on walks more.
Oh, yeah,
yes. I probably go on like more than an hour walk every day this past week.
Wow.
It was
so
just
really
helps
good.
my mind, and I just listen to music. It's a vibe. Yeah. So that was kind of my week.
How about your weekend? If you want to talk about, you know, your vaccine.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the weekend. Yesterday I got my second vaccine shot. Woo-hoo. Yeah, so it was, I would say like my symptoms for the second shot wasn't as bad as my first one. The first one definitely felt way more feverish. This one, not as much, more of like a headache, a slight fever. But this time I was feeling like the chills. Like in the morning I was like shaking, even though like was not cold. Well, it kind of was cold, but not that cold. But I mean, it hasn't been too bad. No matter what, still say it's worth it. So get your vaccines, everyone.
Get your vaccines for sure. But I think it's crazy, like how, I don't know, I've been hearing how those symptoms, like having those fevers and chills, are just like a small percentage of what COVID actually feels like. And then like just going through those symptoms is like, I couldn't even stand them. Like it was crazy. And to think like COVID is just like 10 times worse than that. I'm just like, wow, we only get it for like a day, but people experience this for like a whole 2 weeks and then some. It's just like,
and the fact that there's also like symptoms that can like outlive your illness period, like you can continue to have a loss of taste or smell, or you still have a hard time breathing, or you can develop like different conditions. Like,
so get yourself vaccinated.
Get yourself vaccinated if you can.
Let's see. My week was pretty average. I don't think there was too much that was happening. Work is also slowing down. One thing that I did do is I went out to happy hour with my cousin, my mom, and like my aunt and my sister. So it was like a girls night. And we just ate at this restaurant by like the port. And it was like outside patio. And that was fun. That's like the first time I've eaten out in a while. And so that was really fun. And I didn't drink, but they were drinking, and we were just like all catching up. I think it was good to get my mom out of the house.
Were you the designated driver?
Yeah, pretty much. But it's fine, because I was like, it's okay, I'm gonna have wine night this Sunday anyways. So I was like, it's fine. Everybody, and I treated everybody out too, so that was fun.
Oh, nice feeling.
Yeah, I know. Because I haven't done that with my family, so might as well do it then. And yeah, that was good. Caught up. And yeah, this is the weekend. Just been chilling. I think I'm in the same boat as Gabby, where I'm in that wave again, where I'm just like, okay, twiddling my thumbs, like trying to figure out what to do. Because again, like earlier, like last month, I was like really busy with work, and now I've just kind of just like chilled out a little bit, or I've gotten used to it. Lately, I've been started reading another book. I don't know if we're still doing Seed of the Week, but just an update on my Seed of the Week. I did not finish Your 8 Years in Power yet. So, but I started another book, and that's been really good. It was one of the books that our former roommates, recommended. Libby. It was I can't remember it.
It's like how we show up.
Yeah. And it's about just like creating community and like getting a different perspective on like how you build relationships and stuff. But that's been good to get back on to keep my mind busy.
How you liking the book?
It's good. It's definitely more of a conversational read. Like that's why I really like autobiographies, is because it feels like you're just talking, or like you're just sitting down and talking with the author and like discussing about like their lives or like their perspectives and stuff. So it's kind of like that too, where it's like the person is talking with you or talking to you. So she's just talking about like, oh, like this is how I see things, or like trying to talk about how she views relationships or like certain things that have happened. I'm only in like the first chapter, so I don't even know if I've hit like the first chapter. I think I'm just in the preface or like the author's notes. I think we established that I'm a slow reader. I think we established that in the last.
I mean, like, props to you to even getting the book.
Yeah.
I can't even pick up like a single book. So.
I like what you said about autobiographies, though. I agree. I think that's why I also like it. It's like you're talking to a close friend and they're telling you their life story.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I also like reading autobiographies.
Yeah.
I think that's why I like being a ghostwriter. It's because I get to make friends without really knowing them. They just tell me their life story.
What? So you do know them?
I mean, no, they don't really know me. Like we don't have that. Yeah. Like we don't have a relationship, but I know like their childhood. So, it's so fun.
Even better. How was your week?
Yeah, my week's been good. I actually saw a lot of family. Well, one of them was an emergency. It was an emergency weekend situation. So I saw them and just helped babysit. But I was able to see my elders this week. They were both fully vaccinated. Obviously, that's not a go pass to see everybody. Remember that if you're vaccinated, it doesn't mean you could do whatever you want. But I knew that like I've been quarantining, and because my roommate had COVID for like half of February, so I think the antsiness was really real because this time I like really had to stay isolated. But I tested negative and all that, and I quarantined proper. So I saw my family and I hung out with them for like 5 days, and it was really, really nice to just. I live by myself essentially with roommates, so it's really nice to just be with family and like. There's always food in the fridge. Like you don't always have to cook all the time, and like you can just enjoy this like these times together with the people that you love, and I really love that and miss that so much. Living on my own, which is great, but there's a sense of community sometimes that you wish you can always have every day, until you get tired of it. Then I ended up going to Target because I needed my alone time. No shade to my family. I just found out how much I love my alone time as well. But yeah, we also went to Solvang, which is up in Santa Barbara, a little up north in California. And it was really lovely just being in a little small Danish town, having baked goods. And it was just really nice, like watching the sunset as like we're driving past it on the way back home. It was just like a moment where like the sky was like this beautiful periwinkle blue, and like it was like it was just so nice.
Yeah. When you speak, sometimes I feel like you're reciting poetry.
No, I just
like you're a writer or something.
Oh yeah.
No,
I'm
like
a published author or something.
No, I'm a mathematician. I'm an no, I was just so captivated in that moment. It was so beautiful. Anyway, overall, my week has been pretty good. Eating a lot of good food, and just excited to, connect with people like today's podcast. I'm already pretty tipsy. I had a half a sandwich for dinner, so I'm just like, I got all this chocolate too, so.
Oh, I was thinking about getting chocolate.
With that said, we should all take a drink.
Yes.
Chores.
Well, I guess I had kind of like a busy week. Work was just really hectic because it's the end of the month and all our paperwork is due, and the whole team like scrambling to do our progress notes and everything. So it was like really busy. I was always like in the office or just trying to you know balance between like seeing my clients and making sure that I got all my documentation time. Just did like a lot of like um overtime, like hours like after work and everything, just so that I could get these things in. And I'm still not. I still have to like do like a whole bunch more, hopefully by like tonight. So it's just been really busy. Definitely still love my job. It's just another aspect of the job that I have to start like getting used to and really work on my work ethic regarding documentation. And then also like this weekend was also my cousin's birthday. And so like just one whole day spent with her and then also with some old childhood friends. And it was really nice because like this was our friends group that like it's one of those friends groups where we don't talk or see each other like till months later. Like we always come together when it's like somebody's birthday or if it's Christmas or any of the holidays. But like in between, it's like we don't know when we're gonna see each other. Like we could say we're planning something and then it falls through and then we just never talk to each other until then. So it's just one of those reuniting things that like, I'm always just grateful to see. It's like a breath of fresh air and stuff. So yeah, we ate at like we went to Korean barbecue that was open. That was following like, obviously like COVID and social distancing and everything. But I think that was like the first time like I ate Korean barbecue in such a long time. Like it was been so long.
It
Like
hits so good.
it was so good. We went like at least I want to say 8 rounds. We couldn't make it to
Oh,
10. We couldn't make it to
Oh,
10, but 8 rounds. Yeah, it
how
was
much
so
I wish
good.
I could just like pick up some friends at college and go straight to K Town at like 9 o'clock at night just to get Korean barbecue. Like took it for
Ah,
granted.
this restaurant could have been like an all you can eat sushi and also like all you can eat soup. Like there's those bars and thing. But with COVID, it was strictly just Korean barbecue. So I was like, oh my God, like I didn't even know this restaurant existed. I would have loved all you can eat sushi. Yeah, but yeah, we had a good time, and then like, yeah, we also got drinks, like, so it hit good, like, um, yeah, we ordered some like pina coladas and some like beer and whatnot, and we tried doing the sake bombs, but or not the sake bombs, the kamikaze bombs or whatever, but we couldn't, like, they
Sushi
couldn't do
bombs.
this. Yeah, oh yeah, the soju bombs, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, so but they did not want to mix that at all. And I don't remember how it tastes. And then we also like after that we also got dessert. It was like the ice shave and then pouring condensed milk on it.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
solid.
And then like this bread toast thing. It was so good. Yeah, and you think like I'm not really a sweets person and like I was super full from Korean barbecue. Um, but then when it came out and we tasted it, we gobbled it. Like we were like, all of us, I swear, like all of us, but the person who ordered it was like, no, we need two because it's like it's that good and like, we're gonna finish it. And then I was like, no, we're not. Like I'm so full. There's no way. And then all of us was just like we inhaled it. Especially with the ice, the shaved ice, like you would I was expecting like, ice cream, but like the shaved ice, it's like literally eating a cloud. It was like
I think
it
part of
went,
it is like the meat is so salty that your body is just like, I need cream and like sweetness to balance it out. Because like there's like, the ongoing meme, I guess, where people have Korean barbecue and they're like hella full and they're like baboba after, and it's always like yes, because your body just needs to balance it out.
other than that, as for my weekend, it's been pretty chill. Today I did all of my laundry that I've been piling up for like 3 weeks now. And but I finished all of that and now I'm here with you. Here with
Mm,
y'all.
that would
Hella
actually
cool.
be a good time to also tell stories.
okay.
Or
Mm.
like what kind of
Not get us in
stories?
trouble
Well,
with
I
our job.
know I know I was talking to my cousin. She was like, "Oh yeah, you guys should talk about." Well, I know we already talked about it in the very first podcast of like how we got going with Fronds to that name, when we started using it, and also just like when we first met each other.
Yes.
Now we can actually tell a story.
Okay. I am Andrea. That's an amazing idea. Okay.
It's good. This is all staying on there.
Okay, so like stories of how like Fronds came to be, and you know our wonderful relationship with each other.
Okay, so I will tell each of my first memories I have with each of you. Like they were all separate. Like my first memory of I think I've told like I think all of you this already, but so okay. So my first memory with Lily B is, well, actually I have two. So like the first one was during 0 week of first quarter of college. I remember that there was like supposed to be like after parties going on after Bruin Bash. And I remember, I don't know, it's because I met you at Volunteer Day, Lily B, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I remember like, oh my God, this girl's vibes are so freaking cool. Like, I want to be friends with her. Like, so then I was like, okay, so I went to your room later that day.
Yeah, you
did. And I was like, hey, like, do you want to go to a party? And that was my first memory. And then my second memory was like, we ended up having a class that quarter too, the one we had with Ashley, the pre-calc.
Math 1.
Yes, Math 1. And so like our lecture time was at like 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. Like
8 a.m.
Okay, 8 a.m. And so like I remember one time we had like, I was already in class and I think class like started for like 5 minutes, and like you walked in, Lily B. Do you remember that? You walked in 5 minutes
I heard the story.
In front of like the whole lecture hall, and you walked all the way to the front, and you were like, "Hey, what's up?" Like, in front of everybody.
To you?
Like, I don't know who you're. Not to me. Like, I don't know who you're directing it at. I think it's because like people notice you coming in, and like I think you were like you're trying not to let people notice you, but they like. But I think the professor noticed you, and so you're just like, "Hey."
Shout out Professor
bigger scene.
It was so funny. Like I just, so those are my first two memories. Of
love that professor.
Because it's like instead of trying to be like discreet, she go all the way to the front of the class too.
Yeah. I didn't want you all the way up to the front. You could have like sat in the back. Class? What?
No, I don't think it was the first class.
No. It was not the first one. It was like.
To defend myself, it was an 8 a.m. class, and it was a math. It was a pre-calc math class.
And we're freshmen, okay?
And we're freshmen, all right? And you know what? I will sit in front of the class because I was always told that the best students would sit in the front. And even though I was late, I still wanted to show that I wanted to learn. But I do remember the professor like looking at me and was like, you know, like, hi. And then I was like,
no, that's exactly what you did.
Like,
exactly okay, Lily B, I remember that. Like, I remember you doing. And I was like, literally. And I was like, oh my God. I remember that.
I had no shame. Freshman year, me had no shame at all. Like, did not know anything. And
also,
then I realized, oh my God.
We all lived on the same dorm floor as well when we were first years. So Andrea and Lily B were roommates, and we were all on the same inaugural Filipino floor at UCLA.
Yeah, and then so that was my first memories of Lily B. And then my first memory with Ashley. So it was literally just like in the middle of the day, and I was alone in my room, and there was a fire alarm. Yeah, and I like walked out, you know, as you do, and we're just waiting.
It doesn't shut up.
What?
The fire alarm never shuts up. It just keeps going.
Yeah. So we went outside, you know, to wait for them to clear the building, and then I remember like just seeing Ashley waiting there too, and like we just started talking. I think we recognized each other from the floor at least, and we just like started talking, and that was the first time we had a real conversation though that I remember.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and then so we just like, I don't know, I was just like, huh, this girl is nice. And I was like, and then I feel like as we kept talking, like we just found more in common, and I was like, huh, I really like this girl. And then yeah, we ended up like, I think we talked for like an hour, like outside, we're just waiting. And then we found out we like both went to Catholic school, and we're like, oh, relatable.
In LA, it's a circuit.
So yeah, I think after that I was like, oh, I want to try to be friends with you. And then
I'd do anything for Gabby.
And then my first memory with Andrea was, I think it was also during 0 week. We were, yes. So it was karaoke night. And I just remember like singing with Andrea. Like, I forgot which songs, but I just remember like screaming. And like, I think I still have it on my Snapchat if I look. But yeah, we were just like singing to like all these random songs. And then like,
was this the floor karaoke?
Yeah, it was a floor karaoke. I think I remember one of the songs was like your dick.
Closer.
We literally sang like all the classics. I just remember that. We were so loud. Like everybody in that building literally went to our floor lounge. Yes. Because we were so loud.
I do remember Space coming in to like promote themselves.
Yes, Edward was there. Yes, I remember him. I was like, who is this guy?
Going off of my like first impressions, yeah, I definitely remember that moment, Gabby, when you walked into the door, or knocked on our dorm, and then you just like, after volunteer day, like we're all relaxing and everything, you were just like, yeah, you're really cool and everything, and I was like, oh my god, stop! I was like, stop, guys. And yeah, I remember. And then I guess like, yeah, we did have the same class, and we would always like study together and everything. I think my first impression of Gabby though was like when Gabby, you knocked on our door again, and then asked to come with you to a concert, and I was like, what? I'm like, Gabby.
No, that was like, we had breakfast with her, remember, with a bunch of people, and then she had mentioned that concert, and then she like later on that day she knocks on our door. She's like, hey, I have 2 extra tickets. Do y'all want to come in? And we're just like, yes.
Yeah, we're gonna say no. Yeah, that was my first like real impression of Gabby, and I was like, whoa, Gabby's hella cool. Like, she just let us in on concert, and like not even just like a one concert. It was like a showcase of different artists. It was oh my god,
Usher was there.
Usher.
Andrea loved Usher, man.
What?
Oh god, yeah, that was a really fun night. Shout out to Gabby.
I don't know if you want to share this, but I remember that was the first time I was like, oh, I don't know if you want to share this night, but do you remember what happened?
Oh yeah.
This is the first time I was like, whoa, this girl party's hard. This girl does not hold back. And that was also the first time too where I was like, oh, Lily is like the sweetest person ever. I was just like, I can't, because again, like you like, it's not like you didn't know her, but you guys, this is also the very beginning, and like it's not like you were super close with her yet, right? But essentially what happened was Gabby got really turned. And not like at the very beginning of the concert, just like threw up, and like seats were so close too, so like there was people in front of us.
Dude, okay, I was so gone though that I don't like. I knew that.
Did you throw up on them?
No, there were definitely tongues that flew on them though. And the people in front of us were so nice because they just like turned around and then they saw it was happening and they just like turned away. And I was just like, oh, like they didn't say anything, They were like, dang, they felt for you.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, they could have picked us out.
Yeah, I know. I was so scared they were gonna turn around and like, start going off on us, but they were super nice. But the funniest part, Gabby, I'm not surprised that you don't remember, because literally like 2 seconds after you do it, you sit down and then you like chill and you get right back up and you start dancing again. Starts going on like nothing happened, like nothing actually happened. And me, everybody else that was with us, we're always looking at each other. We're like, what do we do? Like, do we just like stay here and like just like, you know, stay next to this the whole time, the rest of the concert? Or and that's when Lily B starts cleaning it up, like starts going to the bathroom, comes back and starts cleaning up, like, you know, Gabby's vomit, like with her own bare hands. And I was like, oh, Gabby, so sweet. And then Abby, and then like Amber and Emily get water for her, and then Gabby's just like partying it up.
I'm sorry. I didn't.
No, Gabby.
No. Sorry. I realized how that was so messy.
No, but it was good.
No,
I was like, damn,
even.
this girl. Yeah.
Don't even. I was like just even grateful to be there. Yeah, I think at the end of it, like we were all having fun. Like we were all like dancing the entire time. And like, oh my god, yeah. Just I think Gabby, because Usher was like towards the end. I think we were all going crazy that Usher was coming out. And I was like, yeah. But that was fun. But yeah, that was my first impression. But so at the end of it, we were like, whoa, that can't believe we saw Chance. We saw what there was so many artists. I'm blanking, but
I just remember Chance.
YG, Tyga.
I think YG was there. Yeah.
Tyga, like a hell of them. And then yeah, I guess my impression of Andrea. Well, me and her were roommates. Since freshman year, first quarter. So yeah, I've known her the longest of and everything. But I think that my first impression was when I guess karaoke night too. Because Andrea was so cool. Like she was like literally friends with everyone. She was like hanging out with the it crowd. And I was like, oh my god, my roommate is so cool. Like, dude, I can't believe she's my roommate. Like we're probably like she's probably like too busy for me, you know? Yeah, that was my impression. And she was also like birthday coordinator on the floor. So she was like, you know, a position. So I was like, oh my god, Andrea has no time for me. Like, that's it. Like I'll just only see her in her sleep. So there was that. And then but yeah, me and Andrea just like slowly like got to know each other as the years gone by, and like each year I feel like we just grew personally connected and everything. So that's a whole different conversation. My impression of Ashley, yeah, oh my god, there's 2 of them. Like first, when after like our math class we ate breakfast and then I spilled egg all over my boob. I remember that, but that was like more of an impression of me rather than to you. And then I think the real like impression was when like we finally went to our first Korean barbecue outing, and then you were that bitch. I remember thinking in my head, I was like, wow, you're that bitch. You get shit done, because you were like, can I have rice paper? Can I have this sesame oil and the salt? Can I have? Oh yeah, can we get another round? And then like it was like effortlessly, and like oh my god, I was like so mesmerized. I was like, wow, maybe it's the Korean barbecue that was talking, but like at that time I was like, damn, actually, so like I thought all of you guys were too cool. I was like, oh my god, you guys are all cool. Yeah,
amazing. Because honestly, like, when I first saw Lily B like on the floor, because we had like a floor meeting, I was like, oh, she's so cool, because she's so like energetic, and her energy, and like I just loved your energy. Like I still love your energy. So at first I was like, I want to be her friend, but I think like I'm just not cool enough. So
what?
Yeah, dude.
That's
yeah,
so
you're
crazy.
cool. You're so cool.
Shut up. You're cool.
Yeah.
Wait, okay, really quick. I also have one. Okay, I actually remember that I have another impression of Ashley. It'll be really quick. It was like besides like meeting you at that fire drill, I also distinctly remember when you read one of your like writings or poetry at one of the floor meetings. It was like one of the first floor meetings in fall quarter. And I remember you reading, it. And I was like so impressed. I was literally just like, this girl is like so artistic, and like I was like, I feel like it takes a lot of courage to like read your stuff like that, you know? Like I remember that like very
Thanks.
much.
I kind of remember that too, actually.
Oh
Yeah,
wow, that's when we knew like you were going to be an author, like a
Thank you.
literal author.
Be in a moment. So I think my first impression of so that's my first impression of Lily B. But I think the first time we interacted that I can really recall was after that math class, and like you spilling egg on your titty. But that honestly wasn't even like an issue to me. I was just like, oh cool. I think you're the first person I had like a meal with or breakfast with or something at the dining halls. Or something like that. Like the first one-on-one I've had.
Well, I
can
popped
remember.
your egg.
Yeah, you popped my egg like you popped it on you. And then my first impression of Andrea is because we had mutual friends. So I did meet you at karaoke night, I think. I'm pretty sure.
Yes. I remember I just like ambushed you and I was like, you're Ashley.
Yes.
You know this person.
So at karaoke night. So everything happened at karaoke night. And then Gabby, I do remember the fire drill conversation and having Korean barbecue and getting like to know you through our math tutoring sessions. But I feel like we really hit it off for me was when we went to that party together. We just a pre-party. Like that's what was like the moment. I was just like, oh, she's so fun. Good time. We pre-game together. We peed at a Carl's Jr. together. And found out we have a mutual family friend, which is really weird because we were very out of it. So we're just like, we both all know each other. Yeah.
Y'all kind of shared the stories already, but like first impressions, yeah, Gabby was super sweet at the concert. I was just like, wow, this person is super kind. Like, they take care of everyone. I don't know. I always just like had mad respect for Lily B after that. I was like, damn, she's cleaning with her own hands. I was just like, what? Gabby, same thing. I was just like, wow, this person is super fun. She knows a lot of people. I was like, this person's cool. Yeah. And then Ashley, same thing. And I just remember I've always had that same impression that with Gabby, with Ashley being just super artistic, super into writing. You would always invite us to when you were performing, even at like all these smaller events. And it was just so cool. So now when you like published your book, it was just cool to kind of like see the progress for all those years and see you kind of reach that huge milestone. I was like, oh.
Like when did this happen?
Oh, like all four of us.
Yeah.
Oh, the first time we all four of us.
Yeah.
I remember like one of the first memories like together. It wasn't like a hangout, but I remember at like Sprom, we took a picture together, like the four of us.
Yes.
Like I think that was the first.
Yeah. So what was the time we actually all hung out? Like what was it?
So
I feel like it might have been in our room.
Yeah, it had to be like our room, and then like honestly, Ashley would come over all the time, and Gabby would come over all the time. So like at one point, it was just all of us in one room, and then it was just like naturally like we would eventually start just going to meetings together, and then parties together, and you know we'd start hanging out with each other more on sophomore year.
I don't know like how you guys felt, but like I feel like even though a lot of these hangouts, especially in the beginning, like fall quarter, winter quarter, like even though they were just like our friendship was just starting, like I don't know why, but I felt like I know why, but I felt like when I met you guys, I just felt like I was already friends with you guys for a while. Like I don't know, like I just felt comfortable around you all. Like I don't know, like all these like all these memories that you guys are saying and that like I'm saying, I feel like they were like our first memories, but like it's weird. Like I don't see it like that at the same time. I feel like they were just like I don't know.
Natural events.
Right? Yeah, like it's so that's like how I remember it.
Gabby, stop! You're gonna make me cry.
I know.
It's the
Those are,
wine, I swear.
but I totally get what you mean, Gabby. I feel like
Yeah,
I
Gabby,
felt
that's really
instantly
sweet.
comfortable with all of y'all.
Honestly, I felt like I could go to your rooms anytime or to study or to
Yeah.
literally talk. Like we would have deep conversations right in the get-go. Like it was easy to just pour my whole life story to you guys. And it was amazing. Like, yeah, of course we were gonna be friends forever.
My most like treasured memories with all of y'all are just the conversations we would have in our dorm because we would just be all laughing and it used to be like everything. But I remember our very first conversation was about sexuality. And you
Oh.
remember that conversation? Because that was
I
all
I
have a
remember
lot of conversations.
that was such
yeah.
a like new topic for me, and you all were talking like, oh, how it's more of a spectrum, and I was like, whoa, I've never looked at it that way.
I've never had a friendship where I could be physically comfortable with people, so I think that really struck me. Like, I like hugging people, but I've never been with friends with people who like to cuddle with me so much, and it was so nice.
Oh,
Like,
that's so true. We would sleep over in each other's rooms. Like we would literally be in each other's beds.
like college is so weird, man. Because I remember like, high school, like my high school was small and it was like, oh, like I had classes with people, so we would just have like lunch together. But now, like I'm in college, I have to like eat lunch by myself and like navigate like
Mm,
a dining hall and like
mhm. Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, freshman year was like a whole. Oh yeah, the culture shock was so
yeah,
amazing and
Mhm.
scary. Especially, yeah, I resonate with like from my high school because I came from a pretty ghetto high school, and like um just like, and I want to say I was pretty sheltered in a sense. Like I never even left the house for like more than 2 days. Like my mother would never let me sleep over, and to finally like live across the state and like
Mhm.
with complete strangers was so crazy. I was like, oh my
girl.
god, how can I survive the
Mhm.
next 4 years?
Mhm.
Mhm.
No,
I went,
yeah.
yeah,
Oh, go ahead.
no.
No, I was just gonna say, yeah, same thing with Libby. I don't think I've ever had like friends come over. I rarely went
Same.
over to like friends' houses. And so just to be able to like stay up as long as I want or like be out and about like in the wee hours of the night was just so different. It was so fun. Definitely
You don't have to
it
ask permission either. You just kind of do
yeah.
it. Yeah.
It was
I
liberating.
I went to an all girls high school and there was like 200 something of us. So being in a college that had like lecture halls of like 400 with guys, I was also kind of sheltered.
Wow.
I mean, like, I was just a nerd and like I just focused on like my academics and like I had some guy friends, but nothing like I never really hung out with a lot of guys, which makes me sound so weird, but it's true. Like your social skills kind of fall out the window when all you think about is school and you're surrounded by girls like every day.
Mhm.
Mm.
No, same. And like living on a co-ed floor too. I remember that was like a shock. Just like
Yes.
having guys sharing bathrooms with
Yeah.
guys. Yeah, it was just like so weird.
Yeah. But it was
Damn.
cool. It was so great. Like it was such a great experience and like
Mhm.
yeah, good to dorm.
Yeah, I think for me, like, I feel like my mom wasn't like super super strict, I would say, but I feel like I would have to like always make this elaborate plan just to be able to hang out with a friend in high
I was
school. Yeah, or like have whatever, just like all these little things just for like this one hangout to go to the mall. And so like I feel like in that sense I felt like it was definitely really different, like going to college and like not having to like, you know, ask people to go somewhere. So I think that's part of the reason that I like kind of just wanted to do what I wanted, and I think I
Yeah.
like a little bit went overboard at points. And then like another part was like kind of what Ashley said. I feel like also in high school I was like I had fun and there was like good moments I like remember for sure. But I feel like yeah, I was also like super academics focused like all the time, and I felt like in college, I was like, I mean, I just want to like experience more.
I want to live life.
Yeah, so I think that's also like a combination of those two things is like why I think I like was just like, yeah, I need to like do this because I want to like, I just want to do it.
Okay, we were also just me and Lee were also just talking about this, but like, don't you? I think we also. Oh, I don't know. Wait, was it our group chat where we were talking about how like I feel like my age hasn't caught up with me mentally. So I still feel like I'm 18 years old, low key.
I feel that.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm 19 a lot of the times.
Yeah, and I think 19 to like 22, 23 now is like such a blur. It's just all like 19, 23. I don't know.
College just happens so fast, you know? It just happens so fast.
Yup.
No, sometimes I feel like I like 17, 18, and then other times I feel like I'm 25.
Whoa.
I feel that.
You know?
Yeah.
It's weird. I feel like it's like a paradox because I feel like sometimes I definitely feel like I'm in high school still. But then at the same time, I feel like college has also aged me in ways I cannot imagine.
Yeah, like guys, we like the first year of high school would be 10 years next year.
Oh my god.
Like 2012, right? First year of high school. Like first when you enter fall semester.
Yeah.
That's next year. 10 years ago.
And then sometimes I feel like I have not aged since then. Like I feel like I'm still that same person from freshman in high school. And like I'm like, no, there's no way. Like I wasn't that lame. Like I'm not lame anymore.
Same. I'm still lame, but like I'm a little bit cooler.
Yeah, cool lame.
You guys
I'm lame, but I know it.
No. You guys were all born cool.
No, I honestly, Gabby, I was not born cool.
I'm still not cool. Whatever that is.
Oh my god, high school is a whole nother topic.
That should be the next wine one.
Yeah, talking about high school experiences.
Dude, that would be a good one, yeah.
I don't even remember. I repressed it.
I was just studying.
I think we just covered it.
I remember like staying late in high school and like it was such a like a feeling to be like such an accomplishment to be like, oh yeah, like I stayed late at school because I had so many things to do and had all these extracurriculars. But like staying late on campus was just like fuck my life.
Yeah.
I think like it's so crazy how like the idea of like starting your day at like 7 a.m. and then just going until 5 p.m. just studying.
And then having homework and then having to go home.
Homework, doing extracurriculars.
If you had extracurriculars or sports, then you had stuff to do.
And then having a family.
And then like having like 6 classes constantly. Or 7 or whatever.
And then in senior year and junior year when we had to do SAT and apps.
Wow.
God, how did we do that?
Oh my god.
I don't know. I think about that all the time.
I'm like, damn.
And I remember like my first year of college being like, yeah, if I were to apply again, or like I think our second year of college or first year of college, just thinking like if I had to apply again, I don't think I would have made it in to the schools that I did, just because it gets so much more competitive every year. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think I could do it.
Isn't it like even harder to get into? UCLA?
And our percentile is getting lower.
Yeah, and I think just people are like, you know, I think
more people are applying.
People are applying. It's more popular. Not more popular, but
it's so crazy also to go to school like UCLA because like everybody's so accomplished and like so cool and like in their own right, and it's like, oh my god, I'm surrounded by so many amazing people.
But at the same time, they're so cool. You know, like they're like so effortless. Sometimes.
They had like high GPAs and they started their own company. I'm like, what? Like,
and then like other people in our like schools, like I remember when I forgot LaMelo Angelo.
Oh yeah. What's his name? Lonzo Ball.
Angelo.
No, that's his brother.
Yeah, D'Angelo, right?
Like we were living with like NBA stars. I mean, not living with, but like,
Living
onto
with-
the same.
Oh, and the gymnast. What's her name? The Asian one.
Oh, yeah.
She was behind me at Feast once. I remember
And
that.
the Olympus. Oh my
Yeah.
God, the Olympus.
Oh, Caitlin Ohashi. Caitlin Ohashi and Kyla Ross were in
Kyla Ross.
and I was just
Yeah.
like, holy crap.
Good God.
It was
What
very,
the fun.
Yeah. How do we go to school with these people? I don't know if I can. I don't get it.
it also seems so normal. I was like, oh, they're just people.
So before we end this episode, I finished my wine bottle.
Ooh, yeah. I can't do that.
Well, to begin with.
Actually, it was like a quarter done. So I guess I drank like 3/4 of it. You got me.
I was gonna catch up. I was like, shit, I need to like maybe I should step it.
Oh,
I was like,
I'm a
camouflage.
lightweight. I can't finish.
You guys have Asian
But-
glow? I feel like I no
I
longer
do.
have
I'm too dark for that.
I have Asian glow. Look at me.
I love Asian glow. I think it's so cute.
Aww.
I'm just allergic to alcohol.
Oh yeah, I forgot that was a thing.
That's why Asian glow exists, because we're allergic.
I remember like during our first few times drinking in our room. That's like the first few times I started drinking, it was like in our room. And I remember being like afterwards having to go to bed. I'm like, I have to shower, even though I was and then people's like, do you want me to come with you? Like, why are you showering? Like, I'm gonna go with you. I'm like, no, like God. Oh my God, sorry. This reminds me. Okay, I don't know if the wine's hitting, but do you remember when I just got super wasted and then like I just remember falling like with my face flat like on like the boys' bathroom.
Oh my God.
Lily was like, get up. What are you doing? Get up. Lily B.
Oh my gosh.
And I was just like on the boys' bathroom floor, just like, like
Oh my God, Andrea.
get up.
I do remember when we threw the surprise party at Ashton and then like picking you up and your body was literally dead weight. And I have a video of people just like picking you up because you were just so fucking drunk.
But also, actually that night too, I remember that was the night where it was a surprise party and you said it was going to be spa night. So I got in my pajamas.
And I tried to convince you to change. I remember I was like, "Are you sure you don't want to wear leggings? I have leggings in my apartment." And you're like,
and I was like, and I was getting so mad. I was like, why? I was like, why do you want me to change? Like, I just like showered and everything. Like, I was like, and then also because you were like, oh yeah, we just have to stop by Edward's place to get wine.
No,
like,
it was Lyndon's place.
Yeah. You're like, yeah, just get the wine. And I was like, why do we all have to go with you? Why is it like, it's like, how many bottles did you get? Like, when you were like, and then so when you were like, didn't you like do you want to change? And I was like, no. Like, I want to be comfortable.
And the thing is, I remember the day of, you also like dressed up. You had like a nice outfit, you had like a full face of makeup and everything. And I was like, wow, this is perfect for the party tonight.
I had people come up to me that night and we're like, Andrea, we thought you knew. Like, we thought it was so good. Like, what happened? Like, we really thought you knew.
Because you were dressed up?
Yes. And they were like, well, we saw you walk in and we were so confused. Okay.
Oh my God.
Anyway.
I don't know how we got there.
To finish off with this episode, we're going to be updating with the seeds of the week. If you don't know by now, it's basically personal goals that we work on for the next 2 weeks until our next meeting. And yeah, it's just anything that we want to work on and implement into our lives.
So my seed of the week, last episode, was to listen to my body. And I think I did a pretty good job at that. Like I said, I was with family this past week, and there's just a different vibe when you're with family, like not on your own schedule. And I ended up skipping a workout. Excuse me. But I think it was okay. Like I tried my best not to feel guilty about it because I knew like that time that I would have worked out, I was like using that time to just kind of hang out with the elders in my family and like listening to my wants and like just wanting to really have that moment with them because I don't get it every day. So I think I did a good job at listening to my body. So that's a good seed. I guess it's sprouting now. My seed of the week this upcoming week is it's gonna be a physical one. I'm hanging out with family again this week. So I think being cognizant of what I'm putting into my body, yes, listening to my body, but also not. I know this family member and they like to eat junk food. And I also like eating junk food with them because that's the vibe. But I know that I have to be like cognizant and make sure that I still stick to the healthy mantra. I also want to share with our audience this new food mantra that I've been trying to follow as I consume and try to improve my healthy relationship with food. It goes like this. So if you look at the food and before you eat it, thank you for feeding my body, nourishing my mind, and replenishing my soul.
I love that.
Because I always have, I've never had a really good relationship with food because of like body issues and stuff. And so like I'd feel so guilty when I eat like quote unquote bad food. And I learned how much like even if even if you feel bad about it, like you're not supposed to, because at the end of the day it's still like food and it's still gonna give you something, whether that's like the joy of eating chocolate or energy that you need to eat a complex carbohydrate like rice or something. So, just like having a better relationship with food and accepting all food is like something to nourish your mind, body, and spirit with. And it also helps because when you think about which food are more nutritional value, like vegetables, I think about that mantra a lot because that I know truly that this is something that is nourishing all these parts of my body, right? Like fruits and vegetables. So
Thanks for sharing that, Ashley.
Yeah, thank you for sharing.
For me, I'll be honest, I did not work on my seed of the week at all. I was just feeling more tired this past 2 weeks. But my seed of the week was to start to work on like some personal finance stuff, especially like for my taxes and like also financial aid for grad school. Yeah, but I will. So because of that, my seed of the week for the next time, it's the same thing because I need to work on it. Yeah, but I think I'll be able to, definitely work on it more this next 2 weeks. I'm planning to like reach out to somebody about my taxes, and then because I have a friend I realized whose dad is an accountant, so I need to I'm going to try to see there. But if not, I'm going to try to file online. But yeah, and then I do have an appointment with like a financial aid advisor this coming week, so yeah, so hopefully that will help me. It's just been sometimes the finances are just like so much, and you're like,
I guess for my seed of the week, last meeting's seed of the week, I wanted to work on time management. It hasn't been as smoothly planned as I wanted to. Tend to take I tend to not follow the schedule that I have for myself, but I want to think of it like letting my body rest and also taking into the factor of the human factor of scheduling. Like not everything is going to go as planned, and I also have to make sure that I'm scheduling rest as well, because rest is productivity, and I should really prioritize that as well, as much as the important tasks that I have to do. As for my next seed of the week, I definitely want to start incorporating being more present, enjoying the moment. I feel like lately it's been like survival mode. I don't want to do what's only asked of me. Like I feel like I've only been doing the minimum, or just trying to get by. But really, I really want to be more invested. I want to give it my all. I want to be my genuine self, whether that's work or with my friends or with my family. I really want to be more present and enjoying what I can contribute to whatever situation is or opportunity out there for me. So just be more present.
So for me, my last seed of the week was trying to finish up the book We Write Years of Power. And I mentioned earlier that as he did not grow. It stayed a seed. But I did start another book, and so I'm hoping kind of like bouncing back in between keeps me kind of like so engaged. So I'm still gonna work on that. But I also want to work on kind of like a new seed that I'm also starting to realize that I want to start doing more. This was like my seed of the week for the past, I think, a couple weeks ago as well, but just like journaling. Yeah, just been super. I haven't been great about it, and I still I'm having a lot more thoughts, just kind of like build up and accumulate, and I really want to start jotting them down and um vocalizing them or expressing them in some way instead of just like having it pile up in my head. But yeah, hoping to do that more.
You know, it's an interesting, if you don't find time to like write or journal, you can always do an audio journal and just keep like voice memo notes and stuff. I also found out that on Google Drive, you can voice, like if you talk, it'll write the words for you. If you don't feel like writing, you can just like talk and then it'll write it down on the Google Doc. It really helps with ghostwriting.
Oh my gosh, Ashley, you're blowing my mind. I need to do that. So a lot of times it is just like sitting down. And then yeah, I kind of like, because I told you guys, like I feel like I really like conversations, and I think it's a way for me to kind of like let out my thoughts. And I think saying it out loud, having just like the computer do the writing would be so nice.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for sharing your seeds of the week. Good luck with that for the next couple of weeks, and hopefully we get some good updates on our next meeting. Once again, shout out to the audience, to whoever's listening and tuning in with us. We're always, 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 always so grateful for anyone who supports us. Thank you for all the feedback. Thank you for just tuning in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hope you enjoyed today's content. Please let us know if you want more of this. And give us any topics that you would like to hear about from us. And hope to see you on our next episode.